There has been issues with decoupling from China, and now Western financial sectors has started reducing their business with Chinese bank because of the sanctions placed on Russia. Now those sanctions are now also affecting China. Therefore, China has decided to leave Russia. In a world where the chessboard of international politics is ever shifting, the recent moves by China's state banks in response to U.S. sanctions against Russia are not just ripples in the global financial pond. They are potential tidal waves reshaping long-standing alliances and economic paradigms. This strategic pivot, seemingly aligning with U.S. directives, has sent shockwaves through the corridors of power from Moscow to Beijing and Washington, D.C., challenging the traditional norms of international finance and diplomacy. As we delve deeper into this intricate tapestry of geopolitical maneuvering, brace yourself for an analysis that lays bare the complexities and undercurrents of this high-stakes financial drama. Stay with us till the end for an insightful journey through the labyrinth of global politics and economics. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. In recent developments, China's state-owned banks are intensifying their restrictions on Russian clients in response to the latest directives from the U.S. These measures are a direct consequence of the U.S. escalating its financial efforts to impede Russia's military operations in Ukraine, following the U.S. implementation of secondary sanctions targeting overseas financial institutions that support Moscow's military actions in Ukraine. Chinese banks have been compelled to reassess their business dealings with Russia. Key banks have initiated reviews of their Russian engagements, particularly focusing on cross-border transactions. These reviews, conducted with utmost confidentiality, aim to identify and terminate relationships with clients listed on the sanctions list and to cease all financial services to the Russian military industry, irrespective of the currency or transaction location. The scrutiny extends beyond direct Russian clients. Chinese banks are now meticulously verifying whether their clients' business registrations, authorized beneficiaries, and ultimate controllers have Russian origins. This due diligence also applies to non-Russian entities engaged in business within Russia, or those transferring critical items to Russia via third countries. These actions represent a significant ramp-up of measures initially put in place by Chinese state banks since early 2022, following the onset of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the subsequent sanctions imposed by countries, including the U.S. The U.S. Treasury Department's recent declaration to employ secondary sanctions against any banks facilitating Russia's procurement of war equipment marks a further expansion of the U.S. financial campaign against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. This shift highlights China's complex position, despite its fundamental opposition to U.S. sanctions and its commitment to maintaining economic relations with Russia. China is aligning with these measures. President Xi Jinping's administration has refrained from providing significant military support to Russia, focusing instead on diplomatic support for Putin and increasing trade in sectors not restricted by sanctions. China's role as a key economic partner for Russia has grown during the conflict. It has become Russia's largest importer of fossil fuels, with coal imports more than doubling since 2020. Sanctions have significantly limited Russia's access to its international reserves, leading to an increased reliance on gold and the Chinese yuan. The use of the yuan, in particular, has seen a marked increase, with yuan-based settlements rising from 15 at the end of 2021 to 27 by September. Historically, China's major state banks, including the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China (LID) and the Bank of China Limited, have adhered to U.S. sanctions against countries like Iran and North Korea, largely to maintain access to the U.S. dollar clearing system. The U.S. strategy of implementing secondary sanctions is not without controversy. Given the difficulty in predicting their impact and the risk of unintended consequences, banks, cautious of breaching regulations, may choose to withdraw from entire sectors, even those not directly under sanctions. This was evident when the Industrial Commercial Bank of China (LIT) and the Bank of China (LT) restricted financing for Russian commodities in February 2022, as reported by Bloomberg News, despite the energy sector not being targeted by sanctions at that time. In light of the recent tightening of restrictions, Chinese banks have been instructed to adhere strictly to set thresholds in situations where it's unclear if their Russia-related businesses involve sectors potentially affected by the sanctions. This careful approach underscores the growing complexity and caution in international financial transactions involving sanctioned countries. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The Chinese banking sector's response to the U.S. sanctions highlights a delicate balancing act. On one hand, there is an evident commitment to long-standing diplomatic and economic ties with Russia. On the other, there is the pragmatic need to comply with international financial norms, particularly those dictated by the U.S. given its dominant role in the global financial system. This situation is not without precedent. Chinese banks have previously navigated similar challenges, notably in their dealings with Iran and North Korea. In those instances, despite China's political stance, its financial institutions chose compliance over confrontation, primarily to maintain their access to crucial international financial networks and to avoid the risks associated with non-compliance, including potential exclusion from the global banking system. The decision by Chinese banks to review and potentially sever ties with certain Russian entities is a significant move, particularly in the context of China-Russia relations. Traditionally, China and Russia have maintained strong bilateral ties marked by cooperation in various sectors, including energy, technology, and defense. However, the imposition of U.S. sanctions and the subsequent compliance by Chinese banks could introduce new dynamics into this relationship. The impact of these tightened restrictions is multifaceted. For Russia, it means a further constriction of its financial avenues, especially in critical sectors like the military industry. This could potentially hinder Russia's ability to sustain its military efforts in Ukraine. Given the increasing financial isolation, for China, while this move aligns with international financial regulations, it could also be seen as a strategic maneuver to avoid direct confrontation with the U.S., especially at a time when tensions between the two superpowers are already high on various fronts, including trade and technology. Moreover, the increasing use of the Chinese yuan in Russia's international transactions is a notable development. The sanctions have inadvertently accelerated the diversification of Russia's reserve currencies, reducing its reliance on the US dollar and the euro. This shift could have long-term implications for the international financial system, potentially increasing the yuan's role as a global currency. However, it also underscores the limitations of sanctions as a tool of international policy. While they can impose significant short-term economic pain, they can also drive the targeted nations to develop alternative financial systems and alliances. The broader implications of these developments are significant. They reflect the growing complexity of international finance in a world where geopolitical tensions increasingly influence economic decisions for global businesses and investors. This creates a more challenging environment, one where understanding the intricacies of international relations becomes as crucial as traditional financial analysis. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video, and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.